Hello folks, today we're going to talk about this lens, the Samyang 35 to 150 2 to 2.8 lens and for L mount. So this is a workhorse of a lens for me. It has dents everywhere at the moment because I have used it as crazy because I just love this lens. I love the focal range. I love the weight for some reason because it actually doesn't balance that well, but when it's on a rig, it helps you a lot with balancing the lens overall or the camera setup overall, so it's quite amazing. But first thing, how do you update the lens, right? So they have a Sony version, and that's a really good one, but to be able to update, you need a dock, a separate dock. What the L Mount Alliance is, it's so amazing because literally treats all the lens part of this alliance as native lens. So what is so amazing about this particular lens is that you can literally update the firmware update in camera. So you just go on their website, you go on the L mount lineup of lenses, and then there is only one lens at the moment, which is this Samyang lens here, the 35 to 150, and then you download it from there, and there's going to be a zip file. You just unzip it, you put it on the SD card, you put it straight in your camera, you go on the firmware update section, and that's basically it. You click and it firmware updates you straight to the lens. It recognizes it, and then it will just basically do it. So that's super good, and you don't need any dock. So that basically answered my question of firmware update that I had in my previous video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it at the end of this video so you can go and watch it. So it answered basically my question of how firmware updates will be coming in this lens, and we have that answer. The problem that I had with the previous lens was that these two customizable buttons here are at the moment recognized as one single button. So what one that does or button does, the other button would do, right? And the other was the dolly zoom effect that you have when you switch this 1, 2, 3 modes, custom modes to 3, and then technically by zooming in, you should have like a dolly effect mode, right? And I have to say that none of this, my concerns, were actually fixed. And basically what were fixed in this firmware update were, let's go step by step. Improvements of video mode performance. Well, I never really had any type of issue with this lens when I was shooting, except from one time when I was shooting a traditional Ghanaian wedding. I had like a weird three-dimensional effect when I zoomed in straight to 150. So that they might have fixed. I will do another review if I see that it has been fixed. But since then, I have never had any type of issue again with that. So probably there are some cameras that have had some issues. They have reported it and now they have fixed it. So quite good. The second point is the improvement of vignetting correction performance. So I never really had issues with vignetting either, because at 35 there should be a really slight vignetting, but as I showed in my previous video, it's not a huge thing for me. So good that they have added a good correction mode in camera. So that's really good, but I never really had a huge problem with it. So good to have a firmware update on that. Improvement in shutter lag and aperture operation speed when shooting continuous shots. I don't know if this is mainly for photographers. I haven't really used this camera or this lens for photography that much, or especially for fast speed photography shooting. But apparently, if there is a firmware update, there are people out there who have complained about it. So now, if this is you, you have a firmware update that will fix those kind of issues. The last 2 points are improvement in operation and stability. So improved lens attachment fail issue in Panasonic cameras. That actually is something that I personally have never faced, but I know that there were a couple of complaints out there of people that actually asked me too if I have had this issue. So now guys, you have it there. Now your attachment would not have issue when you attach your lens there, and that's really good for you guys. But I think I got almost a perfect copy, so or a perfect copy, so I have never faced any type of these issues. And the last one is the one that I actually really hope that there was some real fixing, but I don't really know if that's my mistake or whatever it is, but I am still not able to have this dolly shot effect. That was one of the features I was the most excited about, just for creative purposes. I probably never gonna use it, but it was just cool that they had it there, because this lens is almost parafocal. So for sure, this dolly shot zoom effect, it's quite a cool one for creative purposes, because you never know, it's there, you can use it and you don't need to do any gimmicky effect or stuff like that. So I will continue trying it and see if there is something wrong I'm doing. If I manage to do it correctly, I will do a video on it, on how to actually do it correctly. I know that some people have gave me some advice where they were telling me, like, while you are zooming, you are changing the like while you are zooming, you are moving with your camera, but that's literally how you do a dolly effect. Like, so you wouldn't need a mode to do a dolly zoom if you have to do it physically too, you know. Or I don't know if this is a way to just help you do it while you're actually doing it by walking and zooming in. I'm not sure. There isn't really a good explanation out there on how to do this dolly zoom, so I might be in contact with Samyang and see if there is anything to do. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys will give a follow down below, because that will give me a really good help. And thank you for supporting me. I'm almost 2,000, not 2,000, but to the 1,000 mark. and then so almost to monetization. I know that when you reach there, nothing really changes or everything changes, but it's a good thing for me as a milestone, because I promised myself to put in the work, and before the end of this year, or before actually the end of the summer, I will have reached the monetization, or at least the 1,000 subscribers, right? So I'm near that goal, and I'm super happy that I'm there, and all of that is thanks to you. So thank you for the support, and if you are new here, consider subscribing and clicking the notification button, because I'm going to do more reviews and more news on the L mount, and who knows, maybe other cameras too. But hope you're taking good care of yourself, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.